You're watching Pass the Mic News. I'm your host, goggsysaan. In today's bulletin, we look ahead at Scottish clubs participating in the Europa League this Thursday. We're also joined by Motherwell club captain Declan Gallagher for an exclusive interview ahead of Motherwell's trip to Israel. We also have the help of 3 other YouTubers previewing their team's games in said competition. All I'm going to do is roll a clip of a fellow YouTuber who's got a club that's represented in the competition still, and I'll let them do a wee preview, and then I'm going to come back with my prediction, and then we'll move on to the next one because we've got 10 minutes to fill here. So, first of all, let's go to Riga against Celtic, and Ryan118 is the first person up.
Ladies and gentlemen of the Goggsy channel, how we all doing? It's myself, Ryan118, of course, Celtic fan, as you all know, or I'd imagine you know, with the top on as well. But I'm here to preview Riga and Celtic on Thursday night in the Europa League qualifiers. Hopefully a far more entertaining affair for Celtic fans than what was the round of Ferencvaros knocking us out of the Champions League. We bow out one tournament, we head into another. We're heading back to the Europa League where last year Neil Lennon and the Celtic team found a lot of success after what was a very disappointing exit in the Champions League also. So hopefully we go through again on Thursday night, we head through to whatever round it is after that, and ultimately go back into a group stage where we show we are actually a good team in Europe, and you know, we're not as bad as what these games against Ferencvaros may show. Look, it's got to be difficult heading away from home, getting a flight over to a foreign country and playing in the current conditions of the world is never an easy ask, and I'm sure Celtic will struggle with points in the game. If Riga have been picking up anything on what Celtic have been struggling with this season, it's put pressure on that back line, force them into making mistakes, and if they do that, you know, they're very capable of scoring goals into us. So we just need to be shut up at the back. Going forward, I think we're fine, we're sorted, we're good enough to beat this mob. So let's just hope that everything comes to fruition. Let's hope we get the likes of a Yeti turning up once more, getting more goals, and ultimately we'll be having a party in the Europa League, yeah?
Thank you, Ryan. Now, I think my prediction for this one is going to be 3-0 to Celtic. I think Celtic will be far too much for Riga. Even though Riga are doing really well this season, I have done my research, but no, I think Celtic will be far too strong, and hopefully we'll see them in the playoffs. The next game we're going to be talking about is Willem II against Rangers. Now, SharpDiv is on call now to come and help us out, so we'll let him talk about Willem II against Rangers.
What's happening, troops? Gogsy's asked me on again, becoming an absolute regular fixture at this point, by the way, but I appreciate it, Goggles. So basically what he wants me to do, preview the Rangers versus Wilhelm II. I don't know what to call them, to be quite honest. Is it Wilhelm? Is it Wilhelm? Is it Willies? Is it William? Like, I don't know. But anyway, I think it's going to be a really, really tough game. I'm going to score 1 for Rangers, 2-1. The Willies have been on fire. They've been battering teams in the league. I think they won 3-0 at the weekend or so. They were 5th in the Dutch league last year. They battered Progress Nydacom in the previous round. Toughest game so far for Rangers in the Europa League, but I'm hoping one that they can come through. 2-1 to Rangers.
And my prediction for this one, it's a very difficult game for Rangers now, but I think with the way that Rangers have previously dispatched teams that are said to be expected to beat them, such as Porto, Feyenoord over the last couple of seasons, you know, Rangers have strived to do really well in Europe, and I think their squad is built for European football. So I think they'll coast this one. I think they'll win comfortably here. I think they'll win 3-1. I think they'll concede, but I definitely think they'll go through. So yeah, I'm going for a 3-1 win for Rangers. Next up is Sporting Lisbon against Aberdeen in the Europa League. Coby has been dealt a really tough hand here. It's one of the, each of the 3 sides that Aberdeen could have drawn was a bit of a nightmare tie, and the fact it's away from home is even worse. But we'll let Coby have his say.
Yes, Goggsy, as you said, Sporting Lisbon are playing Aberdeen in the next round of the Europa League. It's only right around the corner. I mean, you know, I've got no clue what's happening. We don't even know if the game's going ahead yet. You know, Sporting Lisbon have 9 positive coronavirus tests and their manager who's missing the game. but they're determined to get the game to go ahead. They're going to play a B team from what sound. They're willing to play a B team, as they've said, but if they get 2 more cases, apparently the game won't go ahead. UEFA are going to carry out tests 24 hours before the game, and we won't even know. We'll be in Portugal and we won't know if we're playing the next day or what, but we're training as we normally would. And I would feel a bit more confident if we won the last game against Motherwell, but you can't have everything your own way, I guess. So it's going to be a tricky game. It's going to be a good game, especially. I think we've got more of a chance if they're playing our B team. I think we might be able to scrape something, although we've given away chances in games, and chances against these big teams like Sporting Lisbon you can't give away because they will take. It's alright against like Viking FK who won't finish their dinner, but Sporting will, and they've got a great team. I'm not even going to go through the name because I don't even know who's got COVID, so I don't even know who can play. But it's going to be a youth team basically, or a B team if the game even goes ahead. I mean, best case scenario is I fly over and cough on them all. But don't give COVID to anyone, people. Actually, wash your hands, stay safe. It's a dangerous world out there. Like, you don't want to be giving COVID to anyone. But there's some exceptions, and if it means Aberdeen going through, I mean, I wouldn't wish COVID on anyone, may I just get that clear. But no, I think the chance of us going through are very slim, as I think everyone knows. I mean, we're definitely not favourites for this game whatsoever, even if they are playing a B team. We're without Scott McKenna. Big Ash is probably going to have to play, which doesn't help our chances. I mean, no offence, Big Ash. But, I think we might. I'm going to be optimistic, though, because I've got to. I can't come on here and say we're going to lose. So I'm going to say a 1-0 win to Aberdeen, but that's not really confident. That's more with my heart, and if you're saying my head, I'm probably thinking about 2, maybe 3-1 Sporting. I think we'll score. I do think we might get a goal, but maybe 2-3-1 Sporting Lisbon if you're going with my head. But heart says 1-0 Aberdeen, so come on the Dons, let's go through and let's make it through to the next round. And I don't even know, it's probably like pure security with Scottish clubs, but come on.
And my prediction for this, I mean, even though there is so many players out for Sporting Lisbon, I think they would beat Aberdeen comfortably with a third string side. That is how good they are, and I think that's the sort of gulf in class between Portuguese and Scottish teams. Just overall, I think Portugal is a much better league. So my prediction for this one, unfortunately, I'm going to say it'll be 2-0 to Sporting Lisbon. We are joined today by Declan Gallagher, who is going to talk to us about a wee bit of a preview ahead of the Hapoel Sheva match on Thursday. How are you feeling about it?
Quietly confident, mate. I know it's going to be a hard game. Obviously, it's probably a higher standard of opponent than we've faced so far in the competition. So, no, it's going to be a hard game, but at the end of the day, it's one that the boys are all looking forward to.
Yeah, and of course, we've had a bit of a sort of Mike Bassett-esque week. Like we've of course struggled against Coleraine, and then all of a sudden turned in a fantastic performance on Sunday at Pittodrie. How's all the boys feeling ahead of Thursday's match?
I think obviously there's a wee bit mixed feelings about the Coleraine game.
Mm-hmm.
I think the first half we dominated. We were 4-5-0 up. Mm-hmm. I think obviously 2 soft penalty claims for them basically changed the game in Coleraine's favour. We probably didn't help ourselves with the way we started the second half, but I think you could see that our fitness was superior to theirs. Even with 10 men and extra time, we looked as if we were going to be the team that was going to finish stronger. But obviously it didn't help with the 2 penalties. As I said, that changes any game. But no, the boys are definitely confident. Obviously it was a great result up at Pittodrie. It was probably one of our best performances of the season. Mm-hmm. And no, we're delighted that we got that 3 points as well. So it gives us a little bit of confidence going into Thursday's game.
Of course, we were 3-0 up at half-time on Sunday. What exactly did the gaffer say to everyone at half-time in the changing rooms?
To be honest, he didn't really have to say too much. The gaffer is obviously one of the best technical managers I've ever worked with. So he obviously gives us advice on how to see the game out as well. But he also told us don't go chasing as much as we were in the first half. In the first half, I was out there, we were pressing high, closing down everything, and it was basically just saying that we don't have to over press at times. Maybe sometimes we can sit in and allow their centre backs to have the ball and make it hard for us to beat. But the main thing he was saying was get a clean sheet, and that's what we wanted to concentrate in the second half. Was keep a clean sheet. We scored 3 goals, so it was obviously good for the strikers and the defence, and obviously the midfield as well.
Yeah, and of course, I'm pretty sure I'll have been battered about the club for the last couple of days, but Hapoel Sheva, of course, have some pedigree in Europe. They've made a few group stages, and of course, they narrowly lost to Celtic a couple of years ago. How much do you know about them?
Well, to be honest, we didn't really know too much about them until today. We've done a lot of video analysis and stuff like that, so we know probably their key players, how they like to play, their formation, and the style of football they like to play. So we've got our homework done on them. We'll do a little bit more when we go over to Israel tomorrow. But no, the boys will be well up for it, and they'll be well versed in what we have to do against them.
What have you downloaded for Netflix during the 6-hour flight?
Well, right now all the boys are on stick golf.
All right.
So we can get at least 8 into a lobby together. So the boys are enjoying that, a wee tournament, a wee bit of banter. I've got a wee bit of The Kingdom downloaded on my phone, a few episodes of that as well. And obviously, because it's an early morning flight, hopefully catch a couple others on the plane as well. So hopefully that'll take the flight in nice and easy.
Fantastic. Thank you very much, Declan. That's all the questions I've got to ask you. But yeah, all the best for Thursday, and hopefully it's a safe flight and you manage to bring home the win.
Cheers, mate. Thank you.
Looking at how Hapoel Sheva have come through from the first qualifying round as well, they beat Dynamo Batumi at home 3-0 from Georgia. Then they went on to play Lecce in the previous round, and that was what the other team that Motherwell could have been playing. Of course, we've had success against Albanian teams in the past. Well, Flamertari beat them 8-1 at home, but they beat Lecce 2-1 away. They were 1-0 down with the last 5 minutes to go, and then Lecce get a man sent off. They score in the 92nd minute, and then they score in the 95th minute to win 2-1. It was a very, very tense game. I was actually hoping that we'd get Lecce, but I mean, beggars can't be choosers. We're still in Europe, and I'm just begging that, I mean, we at least keep it respectable. I'm not expecting us to go through. I don't think you can ever expect anything, especially in Europe. It's a completely different kettle of fish altogether. I'm happy that it's a one-off tie. I mean, Motherwell, over the last few years, we've been fantastic in one-off games. I'm not going to make an argument saying we will win, but if there was a team in Scotland that could win off a one-off tie, completely backs against the wall, completely out of the blue, it would be Motherwell. This team makes European football every year. They got to the playoffs last year of the Europa League, third qualifying round the year before. They were in the group stage of the Europa League in 2017-18. I mean, they played Victoria Pilsen that season, and that's who we could be getting in the next round if we go through. They've played Inter Milan, Southampton, Sparta Prague. It's these sort of teams, like teams that have pedigree. But yeah, that is my preview for the Scottish clubs in Europe. My prediction, I think we'll get beat 2-0, but my heart says we'll win 2-1 in extra time. I want to go with my heart over my head, so we'll do that, because well, we have played some really good teams in the past in Europe, and we've been put out by some not so good teams. So if we get put out, it's no shame, but on the well, and we'll see what happens. Anyway guys, I'll see you later. Take care.